It's been a dream of mine to do mosaics of the different neighborhoods.
Glass is a very special historic component of Pittsburgh's fabric.
It's a perception of the Pittsburgh experience.
Many years ago, glass was the #1 industry in the city.
It's happy. It's a happy thing.
It could have easily have been a glass city as it was a steel city.
I consider myself a glass mosaic artist, and I work primarily with salvaged glass. I've been working with glass for the last 15 years. I started by a stained glass artist giving me a box of the scraps that they had swept up off of their floor, and I loved it.
At the Pittsburgh Glass Center, we have an exciting residency program for glass artists and for artists that don't work in glass. We give them support and resources to create new works in art or to learn about the glassmaking process.
I just start with just looking through the glass, and then something will catch my eye and it will inspire me, and I'll just put it down, and then after a while I get the idea for the whole thing. It sort of forms in my mind, and that's when I go, This one is the subtle ugly.
Our current resident artist is Davia Davis.
And then with light coming through, there's very subtle purple and pinks.
She is doing a community residency project, which is really exciting for us because it opens our doors to community members who've never been to the Glass Center before.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Well, there are 12 of these.
Okay.
When I first started in January, and I said I really wanted to go through this process with in an orderly and planned fashion, but I think I'm going to have to do it the way I do everything, which is like a chicken with its head cut off. This window I made to be seen from across the room.
Well, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. They said, we knew that you were like that when we asked you. And then the whole time, every time I would start feeling anything, I'd go into the office and just everybody would say, do it, you're doing it. You're doing exactly what we asked you to do.
For the Neighborhood Mosaic Project, Davia worked with 5 different schools in the community to come up with ideas for her mosaics.
And when I was at the schools, I was honest with them. I don't know what's going to happen. And the ones who didn't mind at all were the little kids. They were just like, what are you going to make? I don't know. Oh, you'll find out.
She went into the community, into these different schools, and talked with the students about what they loved about their community.
Some of the schools made lists of what's in their neighborhood, and other schools drew pictures. Then I came back here, and it all was cooking.
And incorporated them into all of the glass mosaic that you'll see here.
They'll enter through the Fort Pit Tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel is that view of Pittsburgh that takes your breath away. The room will be dark, and there'll be windows lit all around the room of the scenes of Pittsburgh doing its thing, day and night, and over a year.
This Neighborhood Mosaic Project has over 1 million pieces of glass in it, of all different colors.
It starts out with the feet in the morning, and that is called rising in the east. So that's the way it is when you wake up in the morning and you see your feet and the sun's coming up.
Over 20 different windows, colorful glass, smokestacks, scenes of Pittsburgh.
This is the Allegheny River, and this is the Monongahela River. And here are the houses on the hillsides and the smokestacks. But from far away, this becomes the head of a steel worker, and these are his shoulders and his hands, and he's spreading his ribs and exposing his heart and the fourth river. Hundreds and hundreds of people worked on the smokestacks. But when I came in one day to the glass center, somebody was recycling a cardboard tube. So I said, could I have that out of the garbage? And started covering it with brick-colored glass. They became the smokestacks, and they're different sizes, and they diminish in size so that it forces the perspective of seeing something very far away. I like expressing the neighborhoods in glass because it's how they feel for me to be in them, and there's a lot of busy feelings in some neighborhoods, that, like the Strip District, just almost feels like to me. What I want people to get when they leave this exhibit is the joy I felt when I was making them would come through, and every time you look at one of the windows, you would see something you hadn't seen before. How many different people add to the story and the texture and the color of the city. And I want them to be able to see it as a beautiful place.